Today on Suncoast View, it is Financial Friday, and it has been a wild week on Wall Street. This many ups and downs of the week will do any of us in. We'll talk to a financial advisor on how to handle the highs and lows.
Modern art meets high fashion. We'll show you some fun and unique pieces you will not see anywhere else when Heart's Desire Mobile Boutique brings us a fall fashion show.
And going to the mall has a whole new meaning in South Sarasota, where you can get in a great workout with the Y while you're shopping. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. And welcome to the show. Happy Friday, everybody. Yay. We made it. And a big warm welcome back to Marcia Panucci, host of ABC7's Animal Outtakes. Welcome back, Marcia.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. I hope you've had a lovely week.
We had a great week.
Yes, good.
She always does. She works with animals.
Yes. Well, we are very happy that you are with us. And we also want to welcome up to this side of the camera, Kaylee Green, one of our Suncoast View producers, and like we like to say, our resident millennial.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, we figured out Kaylee is the youngest person at this station. She's how old?
21.
Okay, I was afraid to say that. And I'm the oldest at 80. But you know what? We have a lot in common.
And we're good friends.
Yes,
Age is not
It just shows
a
you put
factor.
people together and they can get along.
Exactly.
I love that, and I feel like that is, you're going to get me a little sentimental on a Friday.
Don't
Linda,
cry.
But it does. it does. It's so much what our show is about, but I think it's also what our community is about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the age-friendly Sarasota campaign and push is an initiative is so evident here because you do have kind of a, I don't want to say a passing off of the torch because you're still very much holding the torch.
I'm not passing the torch.
But there is this nice camaraderie across our entire station, and I see it through the community, and it just makes me feel good.
And we have the same interests. We really, Marcia's dogs.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
we all love animals. We all have similar interests. So the age difference doesn't really matter in many cases.
It's true, and I think
Doesn't men. Okay.
Not even.
All right, I'm just going to leave that right there. That's perfect. Well, Marcia, I'm really glad that we have you today, especially because you can give us a little preview of what's coming up this weekend on Animal Outtakes.
Well, this week we went over to Babcock Ranch, and as Linda pointed out, they have a wonderful residential area that's going up. But we went into the ecosystem, so we saw all of these hogs, lots of hogs. But if you look very carefully, there are very small gators. And we were able to get right up close. Mama was close by, but
Wow.
she did leave us alone, that's for sure. So you know what we're doing, isn't that gorgeous? I mean,
Beautiful.
that's
Where
what
is
we
this?
were on. Babcock Ranch is straight down on I-75. It's in between here and Naples. It has 5 ecosystems that you can go through. They have a swamp buggy tour,
Wow.
and it was absolutely wonderful. And we were able to go through all of the ecosystems, and you see all of the different birds and the animals that are living in those ecosystems. And of course, Babcock Ranch is now owned, most of it is owned by the state of Florida, so it will continually be preserved.
That's
as that.
wonderful. That's
Oh,
great
yes.
news. I love you get to show us so many different interesting spots on the Suncoast. And of course, you can see Animal Outtakes Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. right here on ABC7. And if you miss it, then you can catch it online or on our streaming apps, which is great. Thanks,
Yes.
Marcia.
Thank you.
All right, well, we want to welcome, a big warm welcome in our kitchen, in our Rice's Appliance Kitchen. We have Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue. Welcome back, Bob.
Thank you.
What are we making today?
Well, today, at Gold Rush, we love our comfort and simple food, and we are doing a pork chop mushroom gravy skillet dinner.
Ooh, comfort food, all right.
I'm sure glad I'm on this end. I'll be your taster.
And a skillet dinner is always good. We love when you bring us some skillet dinners because it means one pan, which makes me happy for whoever's doing the
Right.
cleaning, which is typically not me, I will confess. Well, we can't wait to join you a little later on. Well, we can't have dinner until we've had breakfast, so you will notice in front of you we have little bowls of cereal, and it is because 'tis the season. It is time for pumpkin-flavored everything. Yes.
Everything.
And Special K, Kellogg's has released a limited edition pumpkin spice crunch cereal.
I don't think this has ever happened before.
And Linda,
I
you
have
are the
K.
Special K connoisseur.
I am.
And I'm the pumpkin spice connoisseur.
Yes, so this
So
is
you put us
perfect.
together,
So
and we've
ladies,
got
waste no
cereal.
time. Take a little taste, and you know, we have no affiliation with Kellogg's, so you
No.
won't hurt any feelings. We want to know your honest opinion of how it tastes. I'm hearing some crunching, so that's good.
That's me.
Okay.
What do you think?
Marsha said a mouthful right there.
I actually was skeptical going into it. I was like, pumpkin spice lattes I love, but I'm not a big fan of pumpkin spice food. Or I didn't think so, but I actually liked that.
Oh, good. Linda, you love your regular
I
Special
do.
K. How
I
about
do.
this?
Well, I have Special K every day, and this is good. I like it.
Would you swap it out for your regular
Oh, yeah.
Special
No,
K?
no. It's a Halloween sort of Thanksgiving sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, and Kaylee, I think you'll back me up because you're also a big pumpkin fan. Sometimes the flavor of pumpkin spice is really more the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the allspice, and less about the actual pumpkin flavor because
Yeah.
pumpkin has kind of a flat flavor by itself.
Yeah, this tastes like Thanksgiving. That's what I
It
like about
There
does.
you
it.
That's
go.
the perfect description.
Well, Thanksgiving in the morning. All right. Well, we can't say we didn't try it. And there's certainly more pumpkin things out there to try, which we will continue to bring to
I'll
you
keep
throughout the coming weeks. Go for it. Well, actually, there's something else to take note of. Happening today, the second biggest lottery jackpot in history is nearing $1 billion. 970 million, actually, is up for grabs in today's Mega Million jackpot. So this drawing is now the largest jackpot in Mega Millions history. Tonight's drawing is at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, anybody gonna buy a ticket?
The odds are so bad against winning.
But the jackpot is so big. And I believe it's because, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's because there has not been a big winner since July 24th. So it keeps growing and keeps growing. So
So it's really almost impossible to win. But if you could spend, what are the tickets, $2 or something, and win $1 billion?
I mean, the
$1
risk versus
billion?
reward is pretty.
If I win, I'll take you guys to lunch.
Well, it's funny because I know a lot of different employees, workplaces are pooling to buy tickets, but you have to be very clear up front if somebody wins, because you've heard all the stories before where somebody wasn't there that week, they were out, and then the office won, and does that person get any or not? So if Stephanie Roberts will be back next week, but if we do pool a ticket, well, all right, we'll bring her with us.
We may not have to worry about that. Just saying.
Well, it is time for our first hot topic. And Suncoast men, I don't know if you'll find this good news or bad news, but just know we are outnumbered here on the Suncoast. In the latest U.S. Census estimate, women over the age of 60 outnumbered men by nearly 20% here on the Suncoast. The number of women retiring to Florida has risen 40% in Sarasota County and 50% in Manatee County in the last 8 years. And these women aren't just ladies who lunch. A recent article in the Herald Tribune points out that many women are less willing to retire than their husbands. They have worked all their lives and they're not willing to take a back seat now. Sociologists say this all makes sense. Women have never retired, even in the old days when their husbands retired. They still cooked and cleaned as always. Today, women just have more choices in their lives. What do you think about this?
Well, women make 70% of what a man makes. So they can't afford to retire as early if they're on their own.
She's right.
Sure.
But I don't think that's the reason in most cases. I think it's just the thrill of being able to make that second try, live another chapter in your life after you come down here.
And Linda, I don't see you retiring, and I'm glad. But is it because, does it have something to do with how much you love what you do?
Yes, it does. I looked at that picture of that man sitting there with the newspaper and those two guys playing checkers or chess and said, that is not what I ever want to do.
And Marsha, you certainly don't slow down. So
No.
what do you think about this
Well,
study,
she's just
these
a
numbers?
kid.
Well, I'm working, I think, harder and longer today than I was even 20 years ago. But it's because of a passion. But I also think that one thing that enters in on it, and I know that Linda and I share this, is that we've lost our husbands. And so when they talk about these percentages, there are more women here that are without their husbands. And, we're not quite sure if we ever want to remarry again.
I'm quite sure. I never want to remarry.
Well, I don't want the guy to bring in the lazy boy into my family room. He just better keep right on going. But I do think that enters in on it also. And I think also women are much more inventive. They're creative. They do have passions. and they want to keep going.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree what Marcia said. I think it's all about having a passion. Like, I'm only 21, so I'm obviously nowhere near retirement, but I look at Marcia and Linda who are still working because they love what they do, and I'm like, hey, I want that to be me when I'm older.
I have a lot of women in my life who I know through the Y and through the classes I teach that they have retired and their husbands retired a little later, and now that the husband has retired, they are going back to work because their husbands are making them crazy.
Yeah, they can't stand it. They cannot stand
and
it.
they had a full day of working out and doing this and this and this, and now the husbands are there going, okay, what are we doing today? And the ladies are like, I have my routine. I've been doing this for years. So it's interesting to see if someone else retires in the home, how much that changes. Well, speaking of home, homeschooling is growing in popularity. The National Home Education Research Institute says homeschool numbers are increasing as much as 8% a year. Research shows people choose to homeschool for many different reasons. About 2/3 say it's for religious purposes, but increasingly parents say they are concerned about bullying. Also, they're concerned about the quality of teaching and needing a more individualized education plan. Critics often say that some parents lack the background to successfully educate their kids, including a very broad statement this week from bishops of the Catholic Church. All right, so Kaylee, you were homeschooled.
Yes.
So, you can certainly speak for your experience, but what would you say to critics that say, oh, the parents might not be, qualified?
And there are a lot of parents who kind of go into it without knowing what they're doing, and there are specific reasons, like it had mentioned, bullying is a huge thing, and people who are very into athletics and they want to pursue a professional athletic career, a lot of them are homeschooled. So oftentimes the parents aren't really sure of what they're going into, but there are a lot of tools that can help them in those areas. So there's something called a co-op, and it's once a week. Homeschool kids go to one homeschool mom's house, and the homeschool mom will teach all of those kids, and the moms will rotate on and off. And then they can give each other ideas, teach each other how to do lesson plans. And there's also like curriculum sales. So you can go to a curriculum sale, and they are in every single area, especially in Florida. And you can actually purchase curriculum, and it'll walk you through the steps that you want to teach. And there are so many different ways.
This just
that
blows
you
my
can do
mind hearing this, because I don't know about you, Linda and Marcia, but I always had the perception of homeschooling being kids sitting in the living room with a parent doing a lesson plan.
Yes.
But these co-ops and these organizations, it isn't necessarily
yeah.
homeschooling. It sounds more like creating networks of different homeschooling parents.
Exactly, and they open up gateways to when you're older. Like, I dual enrolled, which is why I'm in a full-time job at 21, is because I dual enrolled, when I was in 11th and 12th grade of high school, and because I didn't have to go to school, so I just went to community college, and I was able to get 2 years of college under my belt before I even graduated high school.
I like the idea that you come together with parents with a lot of kids, because I think one of the main things you learn in school is how to get along with other people,
Yep.
and how you're not always going to be first. And at home, you're always first. But in this group of kids with the other mom, you're not going to be number
I will
one
say,
all the time.
I definitely met a lot of people through it, and they even have a central homeschool convention in Orlando. So I met kids when I was from Fort Lauderdale. I met kids from Sarasota, from Gainesville, from Orlando, and I was able to network and stayed friends with them.
So it does change kind of our perception of homeschooling, and certainly as those numbers rise, it's going to continue to evolve. Interesting stuff. I love knowing a little more about it. Speaking of, we started our morning today with pumpkin, and it is the season for everything pumpkin. Just when you think you might have seen it all, something new surfaces. Now Buffalo Wild Wings is joining in with their new pumpkin barbecue ale sauce for wings. It's based off the ever-popular pumpkin spice beer, and Twitter gave it some mixed reviews, with some saying, "Don't knock it until you try it." All right, would you try this?
Yes.
Yes, all right.
Well, I was skeptical about the pumpkin cereal, and I tried that and I liked it. So
True.
I would at least try it and give it a go, and then if I didn't like it, I'd be like, not for me.
Based upon that, I think I'll take a pass.
All right, we are still a table divided. All right, we're going to check in with our mid-morning forecast, and when we come back, we're going to learn more about what was happening this week with a very stressful market week with Financial Friday.
Scanning radar quiet at this hour. Don't expect to see many rain showers this morning. Back to the north, we do have some showers in progress up around the Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, Gainesville area. Those showers are associated with a cold front. That cold front will be lifting north today as a warm front, and we stay in the humid, warm conditions. But back to the west, a series of cold fronts are advancing in this direction, and they promise us some changes as we head into the weekend. For today, satellite view shows lots of sunshine to help boost our temperatures, and that it will do, up to the low 90s once again today. High pressure moves off the Atlantic coast as this warm front lifts north. As that happens, these series of frontal boundaries approach us, and by Sunday, they're on our doorstep, bringing us some breezier winds and a cool down for the next work week. We'll look for temperatures only in the mid-80s next week, but for today, we're still about 5 to 8 degrees above average, coming in around 92.
It has been a roller coaster ride on Wall Street this week, from a massive downturn last Friday to big gains again by midweek. It can add anxiety to even the most seasoned investor. Well, here to help us understand the uncertainty is financial advisor and planner Esther Holt from Star Financial Services. Ooh, Esther, we are glad you are here.
Oh, we are,
I am
Esther.
glad to be here.
So I know, all right, rough weeks like this we hear described as market corrections. Just
Correct.
explain to us, what is a correction?
A market correction is a downturn in the markets. It happens almost every year. It's generally short term, and it's nothing to really fear.
Okay, so that actually makes everyone feel, I think, a little calmer, just to know that this is part of a cycle.
Correct.
Is there a normal amount of investor loss in a downturn?
Usually the corrections are between 5 and 15%, although some are a little more, some are a little less. You can see on the chart.
Yeah, you brought us a visual, which I'm glad you're here to help explain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the red dots are the corrections, and you see they happen every single year. And most of the time, by the end of the year, which is the gray bars, you end up higher. So that's what this shows. And it does show that they're between 5 and 15%, some are more. Once you get past 20%, that's usually a bear market, which could last a lot longer.
Okay.
Corrections usually last days, weeks, maybe even months. This year we've had a long correction that we've come out of. Now we're in this one. So it's just a little cranky.
But it's I think that's a good word for it. But there's a little relief to know that it does happen, you say, somewhat annually. What causes that?
Anything can cause it. It could be that people have made gains. Like this year, we've had a run up for the past few months, so people want to take some money off the table and take their gains. It could be that there's a rumor out there. It could be a news report about something, and people get crazy and they just sell. You never know what's going to trigger a correction.
Okay.
Does it go back up to what you had before?
Usually it goes back up more.
Oh, really?
All
Yes.
right. Well,
It goes up more.
That's good.
how do we know? I mean, I know you can't see into the future, but how do we know that this is just a correction and not maybe the sign of a downward spiral?
Well, unless you can tell the future, as you said, you don't. But normally, if it's a bear market or a crash, like what we had in 2000 and 2008, you see things. You see things in the economy. You see things where companies aren't making money anymore, or you have a bubble somewhere. I'm not seeing any of that, which is why I'm pretty confident, that this is not a big crash or anything. It's just our normal yearly correction. And also, we have a midterm election coming up.
Yes. All right.
So
Tell us about the correlation. But is there a correlation?
Well, what I heard the other day at a conference is that since 1946, after every midterm election, the market has gone up. So this year
Oh.
might be different. I can't tell the future. But chances are we're going to be okay after the election. And before elections, generally, the market gets very, very snarky. And that's what it's doing now. We have a snarky market in my terms.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
it does kind of help. It makes me feel like maybe we don't need to be so reactive. So any quick advice for any of us that get stressed out by these corrections? Should we change our investments?
No, you want to invest based on your risk and your goals and what's comfortable to you. And short-term market corrections, you ride out and just don't look at your statements for a little while if you're going to get freaked out. Don't watch the 6 o'clock news. It's going to be okay. Only like day traders and short-term traders really can time markets and care about that sort of thing. So as long as you're invested correctly, you'll be fine. And as I always say, you should really work with a financial advisor to make sure that you're invested correctly and diversify so that your accounts will come up when everything else comes up after the correction.
Well, that raises an interesting point, because for some of us that might be new to investments, we don't have the scope that an investor and a planner does. So we see something that looks like a downward spiral and think, oh, I've got to change it all. But your industry, you understand the bigger picture.
Right, and there's been a lot of studies that show that if people don't have a financial advisor, a lot of times they will get it in at the top and out at the bottom, and that's exactly what you don't want to happen.
Yes,
So,
in fact, I would love for it to be the opposite for me personally.
Right.
Thank you, Esther. It is great news. It sounds great news. It makes us
Yes,
all
it
feel a
does.
little calmer. You, of course, can contact Esther and find more financial information at starfinancialsolutions.com. We'll be right back.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
According to a new survey by U.S. News and World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
There is a beautiful Friday view of the Suncoast looking out over the Van Wezel and the bay. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, we hope.
Yes.
Great weekend to go out and about. And of course, the Suncoast restaurant scene just keeps getting better. A classic part of downtown Sarasota is expanding east to Lakewood Ranch. The Side and Sticker family announced that its newest restaurant will be called Libby's Neighborhood Brasserie at the newly developed corner of Lorraine Road and University Parkway. This will be the 5th restaurant in the family's group that also includes Libby's Cafe and Bar in Southside Village, Louis Modern, Muse at the Ringling, and of course, Oak and stone. It's nice to see that Libby's will have a second location in that area of Lakewood Ranch.
Yes, it's really, everything seems to be expanding out that way.
And I'm happy to see, because I know several businesses have made the move to Lakewood Ranch, abandoning their original spot. So I'm happy to see that this will be a second Libby's location.
An extension.
Well, you know, Dante's Den is out in right on the line of Bradenton and Myakka, and we are platinum customers of Wawa. So this is absolutely wonderful to have Libby's to be out there. That would be magnificent.
You're taking a step up.
Yeah, we're moving on up.
Well, and especially, I mean, you know, there's no denying that as you get to that section of Lakewood Ranch, there are a lot of chain restaurants, and there's nothing wrong with chain restaurants, but it's nice to see a locally owned restaurant that's going to be over in that area.
I will admit, I do live out in Lakewood Ranch, and my friend is actually coming this weekend, and I was like, what do you want to do? And she said something you can only do in Sarasota.
Yeah.
So those are perfect that they're out there by me, and I can take all my friends who come and visit me and show them what is local.
Because otherwise it'll just look like another Florida Boulevard, you know, with Roby Tuesdays and every other chain. So it's nice to see. We're excited about that move. An historic space in downtown Sarasota is being revived again. This is great news. I'm very happy about this one. The Sarasota Times building, the former Sarasota Times, on 1st Street. It was most recently the former home of Ceviche Tapas Bar and Restaurant. It is almost done being renovated. It will reopen later this fall as Sage, a new restaurant. Executive Chef Christopher Cavelli, a friend of our show, of course, will be in charge. The restaurant will also include event space on the 3rd floor and a rooftop bar. So if you're not familiar with this location, this is across from Social on 1st, just down from Florida Studio Theater. I love this space. I've always loved it, and it's sat empty for so long.
Oh, yes, but what a history. I got to tour it once when I was doing stories about historic Sarasota, and it is awesome what history it holds. So it'll be great to go in there for another use. I will be right there when it opens.
Yes.
And that rooftop.
The roof is
fantastic. The rooftop was magnificent.
Do you remember when that was the highest rooftop view that we had in downtown?
Yes.
And
No,
it's, what, 3
I don't. I'm not
stories?
that old.
And with Chris Cavelli, you know, leading it, I think I've wanted to see that become an open restaurant again for so long, and I'm glad that it's waited until what feels like going to be the right move. So
I love it when we can use historic buildings like this, so everybody can get in and appreciate the history and have a wonderful meal.
Yes, and we should say, while it's great that a couple of these new restaurants are having new life, it has also been a little sad to see some of our favorite restaurants go. Like Mosaic closed in downtown Sarasota. We also saw the Table close at the Table Creekside. So it's nice to see the addition of some new ones. But you know, Marcia, I know that you're a fan of some of the smaller, locally owned places.
I think because it's still family. They still recognize you when you walk in. And if you ask them, gee, I'd like to have something a little special, they'll make it for you. I will miss Mosaic, and I will miss the Table very, very much. So I hope the other little small restaurants still keep going.
Yes, and that's a good reason to remind everyone that if you love a restaurant, go visit it. They need you now. All right, coming up next, fun and unique fashion finds from a Suncoast artist and designer when we come back.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure. I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke is a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in the kitchen with Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue. And Bob, your Stevia Sweet Barbecue sauce is taking off. I understand it's now in more local stores.
That's right. Thanks to Sarasota support, we're in all the lucky markets throughout the state of Florida. Oh. And we just got picked up by Detweilers here in Sarasota, so we're very happy about that.
That's great. And you have a special use for it besides its wonderful taste as a Stevia Sweet.
We've been promoting that you can take equal amounts of Stevia Sweet Barbecue sauce and your favorite mayonnaise, and it becomes this really great creamy dipping sauce that's good about on just anything, even fried food if you want to be bad, or a simple potato chip.
Oh, how great.
How wonderful.
Another reason to love Stevia Sweet Barbecue Sauce, and congratulations on being in all of those additional locations.
Yes.
We keep enjoying watching your success. Of course, you can find out more information, steviasweetbarbecue.com. And we're going to join Bob a little later on. Well, we love to support local artists here on the Suncoast, and we love fashion. Well, we had a chance to meet a Suncoast designer who is taking her fashion line on the road. Let's take a look.
Life is changing. How we buy our clothes is changing. Used to be, if we needed something new or classy, we'd just head on over to the mall or our favorite store. Now we're just as likely to head to the internet or to find something else new that is a sign of the times, a mobile boutique. And we welcome Vicki Rollo. She is the owner of Heart's Desire Mobile Fashion Boutique and Shopping Experience. Okay, Vicki, this is sort of new to us. What is a mobile boutique?
Well, I realized that the age of the bricks and mortar was going away.
Yes.
And I decided that I was going to downsize to a storage facility, and I can work out of there and do mobile trips. I just haul as much as I can in my vehicle to women's organizations, country clubs, nonprofit luncheons.
So it's a pop-up store.
It's a pop-up store.
I love this.
You come in and set up, and people can shop, and then you move on.
Impulse buying is very good.
Especially if you're
good at that.
Yeah, I was going to say we exemplify that.
That's right.
Now, you're also an artist, and so you feature wearable art.
Yes, I owned my bricks and mortar for 12 years in the Village of the Arts in Bradenton.
Of course.
And I based my clothing style and the fact that I make all my own jewelry on that premise. And so I sought out designers that introduced a wearable art aspect in their clothing styles. And these are very small, and you will not find them in department stores.
Oh, we're so excited about this. Now, we want a small fashion show from the mobile boutique.
Okay.
Can we do that? Okay, let's start with you now. You're wearing one of your outfits, right?
I am. This is a designer from California. It's a company called Adore, and it's a hand-painted sweater vest.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
It's such a statement.
Now, I can't do it here because I've got a microphone and everything, but you can actually turn this upside down and make a shorter style to it.
Like where it is a mini dress?
Well, no, it just is a mini sweater vest.
Oh, okay, sure.
So it'll shorten it instead of having the long.
Well, and you can even
shark-like
tie it
style.
under.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
you can do all
you could
sorts
do
of things.
multiple things, and it's very versatile.
But
That is beautiful.
To have a print that everyone else doesn't have.
That's right.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. And you brought some more models.
Right.
So
But I want to call attention to the jewelry. All the jewelry that the models and I are wearing today are designed by me. They're all semi-precious stones. This is citrine and coral.
it looks perfect with that
gorgeous.
outfit.
And that comes with the pop-up boutique?
Yes.
Oh, good. So then you've got a whole outfit.
You've got a whole outfit.
Well, let's bring on some of the other models now. Would you introduce our next model? Could you come on down, please?
This is Rebecca, and Rebecca's wearing a lovely tunic that is designed by a Miami designer by the name of Daya Sanchez. And I discovered her several years ago. She has the most retro style art in her clothing.
Yeah.
She uses
So
Vogue
cute.
covers, and this is a pop art style of art, but she combines it with, the sleeves are different, the back is different.
Yeah.
It's very graphically gorgeous.
It's fun
And
too.
the
It's
jewelry
really fun.
matches.
Yes.
It's very
I loved it.
Suncoasty. It just
Very
makes you
much.
think
Yes.
like a
Very
fun
much.
day.
Oh, thank
And
you so much.
Her leggings have lace on the side,
Look
so
at
they
that.
are beautifully embellished. Her necklace is Afghan and Chinese jade.
My. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. And let's bring on our next model. Here she is. Oh, I love this
what a
one.
classy
This is
look.
Nancy O'Neill, and this is probably a style that an older, more mature woman would like.
Like me.
Yes,
I would love this.
yes, this is beautiful. I love the fact that it uses multiple fabrics, and each fabric is just as gorgeous as the other. And there's this dynamic aspect to it, and her necklace is also really unique because it uses hand-blown glass from an Asheville artist that I picked up with, those are quartz shards. And so
Beautiful.
I put those all together, and it just picks
Wow.
out the sage green in that.
I love the look because it's really hip and really dressy, but then I can also see where you could wear it with jeans and still have it be
Yes.
more of like a hip casual.
Yes.
Right.
Well, and
right.
those necklaces can dress
They
up or dress
are.
down.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, and we've got one more model. Come on down. Now, this is different.
This is my kind of dress.
Yes.
This is Shauna Rosenthal, and she is wearing a new designer that I just started carrying. And they actually on the tag tell you who is the artist that created the graphic.
Oh, wow.
And this is a French graffiti artist that they purchased the rights to his artwork from.
That's
so I
cool.
love that as well. And her necklace is faceted glass, iridescent globes with freshwater pearls and onyx.
That says Linda.
spaces.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gorgeous.
it does. It does.
So I love to play with beads.
And I
it's-
love the look has a story too. I mean, the French graffiti artist, that's a great
great
conversation piece.
story.
Because when you wear that dress, you're going to be the person everyone wants to talk to.
Right, and the fabric, you can tell it's got that lovely stretched, soft
That's
fabric.
a Stephanie dress.
No, that's
Yes,
definitely
it
a
is.
Stephanie
Well,
dress.
let's bring all the models on. We can see all these beautiful fashions. Oh, everyone's so totally different. And if you want to see more, Vicki has a fashion show and a pop-up boutique coming up. It's the Wow Women Expo. It benefits the Shriners. It's November 3rd at the Sarasota Event Center, formerly the Shriners Building on North Beneva Road. For more information, go to wowwomanexpo.com. We'll be right back.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Alberto Palaika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7. This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Ray Collins. Today at noon, the new police force in the Sarasota County Schools will have an active shooter training drill today. It takes place from 10 to 4 at Gulfgate Elementary School on South Lockwood Ridge Road. And the Mega Millions jackpot is now nearing $1 billion. The drawing is 11 o'clock tonight. Let's get the forecast now from meteorologist John Scalzi.
Ray, we're coming up on that moment we have been waiting for. That is the arrival of our first true cold front that will influence our weather for a good chunk of time. The big ridge of high pressure and the warm front that lifts north keeps us in the warm, muggy air again today. But over the weekend, a series of little fronts moving through bring in some decidedly different air, lowering our daytime high into the mid-80s as opposed to the low 90s, which is where we've been all week long. Today, again, 92 degrees with about a 10% chance of rain.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
A trip to Sarasota Square Mall used to be an excuse to go shopping, maybe take in a movie, but thanks to the Sarasota YMCA, it is now an option to pop in for a workout. Here to tell us about the new venture is Jesse Wood and Kelly Kelly from South Trail Performance CrossFit, or STP CrossFit as the kids are calling it. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is a great use of what was old retail space. Tell us about the wise decision to go into the mall.
Gotcha. So we did not have any functional training space, and the mall was right down the street from us, so it was a no-brainer. We were just right down the street, so childcare still works, all that. Just getting the functional training for our branch.
That's wonderful. And all right, so with a CrossFit workout, I understand you need space. So for people that aren't familiar with CrossFit, tell us a little bit about the fundamentals.
So it's functional movements at high intensity. So that's everything from running, biking, rowing, weightlifting, gymnastics, any combination in between.
And measuring the movements is a big part of CrossFit. How does it help you figure out where you've gone or how strong you're getting?
Exactly. So we do benchmarks with lifting as well as workouts. So you keep your PRs in certain benchmark workouts as well as Olympic weightlifting and other things.
That's great. And all functional movement, right? These are things that can help us take the groceries out of the car, pick up the kids.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you're going to demonstrate, you're going to give us a little taste of what a couple CrossFit workouts might look like. So let's start with the three moves that are the core of this workout.
Gotcha. So squat is our number one. We're looking for a couple things, driving the knees out, keeping the chest up, hips go below 90 degrees, and we raise right on up.
There we go, creaking the little bones over here.
Now, does it matter how our hands go?
It does not, wherever you're comfortable.
Oh, great. All right, so a squat, and then the next move?
The next one is a burpee. So we're all the way down to the ground, pushing up with a jump. So.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Now jump out.
Got it.
And you add a push-up, and is this an example of one of the moves that you can modify if you either have some mobility issues?
Yes, they all can be modified. Like the squat, we could squat to a box. The burpee can be to a box or a bar so that the individual doesn't have to go all the way down to the floor. So
That's
it depends
great
on skill.
Reminder for beginners. And we know sit-ups, and you brought us a little tool for sit-ups, which is the third option. All right, so let's start with Nikki and see how you put those three together to form one type of CrossFit workout.
Gotcha. So for Nikki, we have a 21-15-9 format. It's 21 reps, 15 reps, and 9 reps of 3 exercises. squats, burpees, and sit-ups. So you complete 21, then you move to 15, then you move to 9. So
Okay.
basically, starting out with the squat, you got 21, and then you're right into burpees and right into sit-ups. Complete
21,
those.
15, 9.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, my first CrossFit.
And this is an example where you would measure your time each time as you come back to
Right.
this workout?
So for Nikki, we would measure the time that it takes her to complete the exercises.
All right. All right, so while Nikki is going for time, let's move on to Kaylee.
Gotcha.
Nikki will keep moving there. And what do you have for Kaylee?
So for Kaylee, we have a Tabata, which is a format of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're only doing 2 exercises, which are going to be burpees and sit-ups. So she's got 20 seconds of as many burpees as she can get, 10 seconds of rest, then 20 seconds of sit-ups, as many as she can get.
Okay, good. I get to rest. That's
Lucky. Lucky.
And is the idea with the Tabata, that, and she
You
can keep an
just
eye on
keep
the clock
going.
so she can start, is the idea for the Tabata that you get your heart going and then you have rest and you keep going in intervals?
Slightly different. The heart's going to be up, but you do get a little bit of rest in between.
All right.
Yeah, perfect. And then you
All right, and
go
I've saved
into
myself
your-
for last, as you notice. All right, and what combination do you have for me?
So for you, we have as many rounds as possible. You've got 4 minutes,
There,
10
10
squats,
seconds
10
rest.
burpees, 10 sit-ups, trying to get through that as many times as
All
you
right.
can in 4 minutes.
And these are 3 of the different types of workouts that you have. Tell us a little bit more about the workouts. Are they different
For 20
each
seconds.
CrossFit gym?
Yeah, so they're all a little bit different. It depends on how they
then you get a
program. Every day is a little bit different. A lot of similar movements, but different formats.
All right. How are you ladies doing?
I'm dying over here. I'm doing
Working
3
hard.
burpees in.
Well, this is a great example that the workouts all kind of go after a different type of strength, right? Like Nikki's is more, she's going for the long haul.
Get it as done as quick as you can.
But you know what?
And she's for
It
time.
would make
which
you
is
feel
probably
really good to know that like this took 12 minutes and next time it's 11.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
like you're your own best cheerleader sometimes.
You bet.
That's
I
a great
remember,
example of the
10-second rest.
benchmark. All right, so we're going to keep working out.
Are we resting right now?
Yes,
You guys
that's
keep
right.
working
Kaylee's
out.
in
I'm on my
her
10-second
You
rest.
guys are doing good.
As we keep going, for more information about STP CrossFit, you can visit them online at sarasotaymca.org/STP CrossFit. We're going to keep working. We'll be right back. I'm still on the burpee.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I told President Trump this morning that we ought to give them a few more days to complete that so that we too have a complete understanding of the facts surrounding that.
A journalist murdered and dismembered in Turkey. The investigation continues, but why is President Trump being so hesitant to criticize the Saudis? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll discuss at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
All right, well, we had a lot of fun yesterday in the kitchen making papaya lasagna with Green Veterans Farms. Well, we got an email from one of our viewers. Speaking of the papaya lasagna segment, Joe wrote in and said, "Did you know papaya is good for a dog's flatulence?" She said, "We don't go a day without a treat. For such a small dog, he can clear a room in seconds." Well, Joe, we love to hear from our viewers, and while it is kind of a quirky subject,
talk about a lot, yeah.
But you know, if you do have a dog and the dog does have any kind of digestive issues, it can be an issue. So, Marcia, you are our resident dog expert. Do you have a surefire trick for your dog's digestive issues when they arise?
Well, you know, because we have so many dogs out at Dante's Den, and they, of course, can be outside, and they're in air-conditioned rooms all the time. So we don't always, how shall we say, experience that. But I will tell you what we do as a first-line protocol if the dogs have some disturbance, if they have thrown up, for example, or they have diarrhea, the first thing that we do is we give them Pepto-Bismol.
Really?
Pepto-Bismol. And now dogs don't like peppermint. So we hide it in, you know, whatever, peanut butter, cottage cheese,
a
pill pocket. We do something like that.
Wow, and we did look up on the website, and they do say that it is safe. Of course, Marcia says this works for her dogs, but you should check with your dog's vet before you give the dog anything over the counter. All right, well, great tips. All right, well, we want to keep you appetized, so when we come back, we're going to join Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue in the kitchen.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Jess Dowdrick. Today at noon, a man recently arrested for a murder 20 years ago is expected to appear in court today. Luke Fleming is charged with the death of Deborah Dalzell. Dalzell was murdered back in 1999. And a Sarasota business owner is arrested after he allegedly stole thousands of dollars from customers. We'll tell you who he is and what you should do if you too are a victim. Now let's head over to meteorologist John Scalzi.
So today we watch for a series of cold fronts to advance through parts of the Midwest, approaching our area and bring us some changes in the forecast as we head into Sunday. Big changes. For today, we'll probably have kind of the same old status quo with a general easterly wind bringing us temperatures that'll be warm, but it's the last day that will be in the 90s. We'll have mostly sunny skies, warm conditions, and little chance of rain, but on Sunday, our temperatures will drop to the mid-80s.
This fall, experience golf at a higher level, where the courses are exceptionally beautiful and incredibly challenging on Alabama's Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. Enjoy unlimited golf, including cart and range balls from $112 a day. Beautiful, deadly, irresistible. Is your game ready for the trail? Call 800-949-4444 or visit rtjgolf.com for tee times and get your game on the trail.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Welcome back. We're in Rice's Appliance Kitchen with Chef Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue. Wow, Bob, what are you making there?
Well, we have some beautiful pork chops that we're going to do in a skillet with some mushroom gravy. If you could help me season them.
Oh, I
so
can
we're
handle
going to do
that.
some seasoned salt. Just grab that and put it on, just sprinkle it on top of the pork, and I'm going to do some fresh ground pepper to start it off. I like using boned-in pork for this recipe because I think it adds a little flavor. I'm going to use my fun little pigtail grabber. Isn't that cool?
What is that? That's cute.
It's a pigtail grabber. You can just pick up meat and move it real quickly. But first, we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the skillet. And then I like to do a blend with butter, or better yet, the ghee. Ghee is pure clarified butter. And I found out about it through the keto diet. But it has a higher burn temperature. So you get the flavor and a little brown without all that dark butter.
And if you're looking for it, it's G-H-E-E.
Right.
You can find it in most of the
I like that
supermarkets.
too.
Isn't this fun?
That's
So we're
good, yeah.
Work on the pork chops just a little bit. Of course, we don't have time to do it to the appropriate time, but that would be about 3 minutes on each side. Okay, and then once you get the pork chops browned a little bit, then you're going to just stack them on the side.
Wow, those go pretty fast. That's a hot skillet, yeah.
Okay, so we have time to, one, get these mushrooms going. And you know, you don't want to salt mushrooms before you start to brown them because they take longer to brown. So you want to add that salt after you started them. So we're going to let the mushrooms sweat a little bit, and we're going to add in a little bit of chopped garlic, get them flavored up, and then I always like to add a cooking sherry. And just any regular cooking sherry or your special. And we're going to put that in there now so it can start to simmer just for a little bit. And you'll burn off the alcohol. Now for the mushroom gravy, we're going to do a real simple American favorite, which is cream of mushroom soup. Saves a lot of time, and mix it with about 2 tablespoons of half and half.
That is a cook's little secret, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you could do the whole flour thing and the butter and the drippings and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? This is so delicious. And it gets you ready for that holiday
Chefs use that.
green bean casserole.
I know, we love getting your shortcuts.
I
It
think
makes
it's
us feel
great
better.
because I like to see people making things at home, you know, that we've done on the show. So anyway.
And I
now
love the
you're just
one
gonna stir
skillet.
that together.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
no
Oh.
mess at all. So just kind of put it on the side and then bring the pork back to the other side.
You know, everyone's going to want one of these tools now.
I
have to run out and get one.
I got it at Publix a while back. It's
Wow.
called a pigtail. I think it's great for all kinds of cooking with meat. Now that we've had everything in the skillet, we lightly browned it. It is going to go in the oven for about 30 minutes at 350. Do you mind opening that oven for me there?
I'm not
That will
letting this tool go.
That will
Mark,
chili
you're
sauce
playing
my
Bob,
chili
taking
later.
this home.
And then look at this. It is ready to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that beautiful?
Here, can we help?
Sure.
Oh,
Are you guys
that
going to
does
try a
look
little
good.
bit?
Yes,
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
I'm gonna do it now.
How long did it cook in there?
It's about 35 minutes. You want to get the pork to at least 145, which is about a medium rare, or you can do, you know, up to 160, 165 for well done. But pork nowadays, we don't have to cook it, you know, to that high degree of doneness because safer.
Here we go. Here,
Safer
I'm gonna
these
pass-
days.
I'll send this down to the ladies. And does it matter on the thickness of the chop?
I think so because I like them to be extra juicy and tender, and if you start with a thick pork chop, you've got that underway. But you know, I remember my mother; she used to cook a pork chop for about 3 hours, and now,
We'll split this
now I
up.
just
Okay.
love that
It's
we've
like
learned that we
sugar.
don't have to do that. But I brought some steak knives over there so you can all try a little
Well,
bit.
it looks amazing. We cannot wait to dig in, Bob.
There you go.
And of course, you can find Bob at Gold Rush Barbecue. You can also find Stevia Sweet Barbecue Sauce. Congratulations on being in Detweiler's, Lucky's Market, all through Florida, and great recipes on the website. On your website, we can make a whole new flavor of Stevia Sweet Barbecue.
We appreciate your support.
Yes.
Marcia,
thank you so much for being with us. I know. Check her purse before she leaves, Bob. Kaylee, great to have you on this side of the camera. We're going to dig in. Have a wonderful weekend. Take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast View.
Delicious, Bob.
Thank you.